Thinking about getting a Shiba, but you live in an apartment? You've probably heard this before. They're too energetic, too stubborn, too loud, they need a huge backyard, so apartments are a terrible idea. But after living with a Shiba, I think people are blaming the apartment for the wrong problem, because I've seen Shibas thrive in tiny apartments, and others become miserable in huge houses. So are Shibas actually good apartment dogs? The answer isn't simply yes, and it isn't no. It comes down to one thing that almost every "should I get a Shiba" video glosses over. That one thing matters a lot more than where you live. Most people assume the biggest factor is space. Having a slightly big dog means I need a big house. It seems logical, right? But that's usually not what makes a Shiba happy. A bored Shiba doesn't care whether your home is 40 meters square or 400. They're still bored. What actually fulfills most Shibas is getting outside. Walking, sniffing, exploring, seeing new places, meeting new people and dogs, using their brain. That's why you will sometimes see a perfectly relaxed Shiba living in an apartment, while another Shiba with a huge backyard is chewing furniture out of boredom. The apartment usually isn't the problem, the routine is. Now, that doesn't mean apartment life is automatically easy, because Shibas are incredibly observant. They notice hallway noises, neighbors walking past, elevators, doors closing, weird sounds outside. Some puppies barely react, others decide it's their full-time job to monitor the building. That's why training matters so much. Teaching your Shiba how to settle and relax indoors can be just as important as teaching commands like sit. Actually, if I had to choose, I'd rather have an apartment with 3 good walks every day than a huge backyard with almost none. Because here's something people forget. A backyard rarely changes. The same smells, the same fence, the same routine. A walk is different every single day. New scents, new people, new dogs, new experiences. For a curious breed like Shiba, that's often far more enriching than simply having more space. So instead of asking, can a Shiba live in an apartment? Ask yourself something much more important. Can you consistently give them enough experiences outside of it? Because the apartment isn't where your Shiba builds their life, it's where they recover from it. That's a completely different way of looking at the question. So, are Shiba good apartment dogs? Absolutely, for owners who are willing to meet their physical and mental needs. But if you're hoping a backyard will automatically solve boredom, or that a short trip outside is enough, you might actually struggle no matter where you live. The size of your home isn't what usually determines success, your daily routine does. If there is one thing I'd want every Shiba owner to remember is this. Dogs don't measure happiness in square meters. They measure it in experiences. If you're still researching the breed, I've made more videos covering common Shiba myths, personality traits, and things I wish I'd known before getting Luna. I'd recommend watching one of those next. You might save yourself a few surprises.